All right, we are now joined by 11-year NHL veteran who now works as a studio analyst at NHL Network and the host of the That's Hockey podcast. Oh, and by the way, celebrating a birthday today, Mike Rupp. Thank you for joining
Yes,
us.
thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So first off, before we get into anything, I just want to ask, how does it feel to basically skyrocket K'Andre Miller's career over the past 3 days?
This guy's been incredible, man. I love him. I love what he brings. I just started paying attention to watching. I mean, a lot of this year we've been talking about Tage Thompson and Buffalo. Like every goal he scores is highlight reel, and this guy's gonna probably score over 50. So he's been doing it a lot. But then I was actually thinking about the other day when K'Andre scored that big goal was against Minnesota. And it's just beautiful the way he jumps up, he goes. He's actually I learned this yesterday too. Third in the NHL in stick checks. The way he uses his stick to free up pucks and break up plays, it's incredible. He does that, and we've seen it a couple times this year, springing himself on breakaways or good opportunities. And I was thinking, like, I mean, Tage Thompson does it, but this guy only scores monster goals, like not just big moment goals, but highlight reel goals. And so, yeah, just kind of having some fun with that on Twitter with some fans. And I mean, last night when that happens, in these scores with what was it? Was it five? Was it 5/10 of a second left, or was it 2/10? I don't remember what it was, but it was incredible. This guy scores big goals, big time player. I'm a huge K'Andre Miller fan.
Staying with him, when he kind of came into the league, he was a little bit of a green defenseman. Played forward a lot when he was growing up, and in college really made that switch to defenseman. It kind of got himself out of position a couple times early in his career. How have you seen him kind of adapt and change over those year and a half, 2 years to becoming this lockdown two-way defenseman?
Oh, he still catches himself out of position once in a while, but he's such a great skater. He can make up for that, and I think he's starting to realize that he can push the envelope and get up in people's faces. Maybe hang out in the neutral zone as well, but in the offensive zone a little bit longer because he's got that skating ability and that reach. I think that's the big thing is for any big player, big framed player. Coming to the NHL, like that's been the pinnacle of where you want to be. And when you get there, I think it's hard to realize, and it takes bigger players a little bit longer to adapt because in the back of your mind, you're like, holy crap, this is the NHL. Like you're in survival mode, but don't forget like the advantages you have with your size. And I think K'Andre is starting to realize like, I could start flexing that a little bit more because I'm big, I'm rangy, I'm a great skater. So I think that you just in your mind you're like, this is the best of the best. You don't forget what you're dominant at though, and that's what I loved about his game. They got studs. I love this decor through and through. Probably my favorite Ranger on the back end might be Braden Snyder. Like I love Braden Snyder. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. Which I think there's going to be some tough decisions to make in the coming years because there's only so much money you could pay. Foxy's absolutely legendary what he does. It's going to be tough, but K'Andre's done a good job of kind of just being patient. He defends well, and that's bottom more ice time. Last night in the game too, last few minutes left, it's Adam Fox and K'Andre Miller not leaving the ice, and they put him out there as a pair. So I love that move by Gerard Gallant.